welcome to another happy hour hang. I'm wearing all black today because I feel like I'm in mourning. The Super Bowl did not go the way we wanted it to go, but that is okay. We still love the Chiefs. We are still Chiefs fans. We still are proud. I'm saying we. I am still very proud to be from Kansas City, obviously. Kansas City will forever and always have my heart. But yesterday was so upsetting, but still very much love the Chiefs, still obviously a huge Chiefs fan. We're gonna break down other things that happened at the Super Bowl, but obviously had to address that elephant in the room right away. I see Maria is in the chat, Macy is in the chat, Rebecca, Angel, Hailey as well. Hello. Let's see. I saw LB is in here. Melissa, Tamara, Britt. Oh my gosh, you guys are blowing up the chat already. I love to see it. Joy, La Karma, Betty, Dave is in here. Dave said, reminded me of Seahawks Broncos. Dave, it was brutal. Jelena is in here. Robert, Jessica. Jelena said, no, Maddie, you said it right. We are proud of you. We are proud. We are definitely proud of, the Chiefs. We're still proud of our city. I think how we conducted ourselves after not winning, also incredibly proud of. I know there's probably going to be some Eagles fans that pop in the chat, and obviously congratulations. I am never a sore loser, even though it was obviously, it was painful. Also, thank you for the compliment on my makeup. I think it just looks really fresh because I literally just did it right before popping on here. I got this new little phone. It's like a tripod essentially, but it sticks to anywhere with this little knob. And so I got this so I can hopefully start doing more lifestyle content. Not hopefully, I need to, because y'all, I just have been feeling very uninspired when it comes to Instagram and TikTok. Still definitely want to do mini pop-offs and post celebrity content, but I feel like I need to switch things up on there. And so I got this little phone case that I can stick to anywhere and film more lifestyle content. So now I have no excuse, because before my excuse would be, oh, I need to bring my tripod and it's a pain and it's not very portable. Well, now this can literally fit in anywhere. So I have absolutely no excuse. Real Life Southern Barbie is in here. Poetry Chick is in here. Belle, Miss Kim is in here as well. Connie said, if we had to get beat, I'm glad it was the Eagles for Jason. That is true, Connie. I feel like since Jason Kelce has not been on the Eagles, I have not quite loved them as much because I feel like they can sometimes be a little brutal. Their fan base is definitely brutal, but you're right. Honestly, if we were to lose to anyone, I'm glad it was a team that we did at one point have camaraderie with. I also think for me too, it was just such a brutal game. You know what I mean? I think if it would have been a close fight, it would have been less hard to watch, but it was, if anyone watched it, it was brutal. It was brutal. We ended up making it not look as bad as it was towards the end, but it was brutal there for a minute. It really was. Dee Dee said, first live stream, I've been here since Madison and Courtney. Oh my God, hi Dee Dee. I'm so happy that you found me again and that you made it to this happy hour hang. Hello. Miss Heather said, it stung. That it did. Real Life Southern Barbie said, not that it made me root for them more, but the Eagles have a lot of Georgia boys on their team. Totally fair. The Eagles players, Jocelyn is saying, body shaming Taylor is not it. We're going to get into that. Tabitha's in here. I saw videos of broken windows in Philadelphia. Don't understand destroying things when they won. And it's so funny because I think it's kind of like a Philly stereotype. And I say this having one of my best friends is from Philly. So I feel like she's educated me a lot on the Philly fandom and Philly culture. And Philly fans are just ruthless. I don't know how else to describe it. Even when she is told me what it's like going to games and when they run into people from the opposing team. Even her, we joke, she she can get sassy, and whenever she's starting to get sassy, and if anyone's ever rude to us, like, she's the first one to defend us, but we always joke that her Philly is starting to show. And so I just think that they are, and if you talk to anyone from Philly, like, they own this very proud. You know what I mean? Like, they are like, yeah, we're from Philly and that's how we are. Lacarm said, not a stereotype. Lacarm said, Madison, just say it with your whole chest. That is what it is. That is what it is. Miss Heather is in here as well. Hi, Miss Heather. Seems like Raiders fans. Raiders fans also hate the Chiefs. We've always had a long thing with the Raiders and Chiefs, which is funny because I don't know if you guys know this, if I've talked about this on here, but when I was younger, I did cheerleading, and I cheered for a Little League football team, and our Little League football team was the Northland Chiefs, and we also had in this Little League a Necco Raiders was the team, and for some reason, the rivalry that happened between the Kansas City Chiefs and now the Vegas Raiders, at the time Oakland Raiders, literally even carried down to our Little League team. Like, we also then had a rivalry with the Raiders as well, which is just hilarious, really. I don't know why. It's always funny for me to like think back on those memories, because it really was such a great time. Jody said, accurate, my cousin lives in Philly and I was watching her Instagram stories last night and was just like shocked. Okay, see? Like, it is a thing. It is a thing. They have to grease the light poles in Philly whenever their teams make it to, you know, the World Series or the Stanley Cup or the Super Bowl. They have to literally Crisco the light poles because people will climb the light poles and try to tear them down. Like, it is absolutely insane. It's nuts. Also, Crimson Rose just popped into the chat as well. Kaylee did. Hi, Kaylee. You guys, we are obviously going to get into tea today. We're going to do a Super Bowl recap. We're also going to talk about Kendrick Lamar and Kanye. We're going to talk about Justin Baldoni and the interview that he did back in November, going live today. A little bit of Blake Lively tea. We're going to talk about Selena. We're going to get into this Justin and Hailey tea. Then we're going to end with a little Taylor and Travis. You know, we always need a little Tavis palette cleanser, a little positivity, which obviously, you know, Taylor had a rough go at it yesterday, to be honest. The Taylor Swift hate was running rampant throughout the stadium and on social media, and obviously I have a lot of thoughts. We're definitely going to get into it, but if you guys could go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, that would be absolutely incredible. That will help YouTube know if people are watching and engaging, so definitely give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hang out with us, join the House of Hill. Also, you guys know that I have a House of Hill membership. It is so easy to join. All the names that are in green are in the membership. Right next to the subscribe button on my channel homepage, if you click the join button, you will be in the membership. You get access to a members only live, you get access to a members only video every single Friday, and you get access to what I think is the best part of the membership, and that is our House of Hill group chat over on Discord. We were texting throughout the game. We always like live text during award shows. We check in throughout the day. We talk about any tea. They know, members usually know what we're gonna discuss on the rundown before the lives. And it really is just an extension of this already incredible community that we have here in the House of Hill. Also, hi, Cindy Lou. I don't think I told you hello, and I wanted to make sure I said hi. Okay, I feel like we should just go ahead and get into it, you guys, because I feel like we're already talking about the Super Bowl. Let's just go ahead and start breaking everything down, because we do have a lot of things to discuss outside of the Super Bowl as well. But because it's fresh, I wanted to make sure that we could recap all of this right at the beginning. Also, hi, Alice. I hope your vacation was absolutely incredible. Alice said, I just got back from vacations on a cruise. Live for that. Absolutely live for that. And thank you so much, Angel. Definitely show this channel to your cousin. Tell them to come join the House of Hill. We, you know, have the most fun, in my opinion. Also, hi, George. Hello. So you guys, first, let's go ahead and start with the negatives. I feel like, and then we'll go to the positive. I like to get the negativity out of the way, as y'all know, and end more on the positive notes. Obviously, negatives, us losing. That was a big negative. And not just losing, but like, we had 0 points for a long time. Patrick Mahomes got sacked, I think, 7 times. We had turnovers. Travis Kelce could not catch a ball to save his soul. Obviously, all of that was not great. Taylor Swift getting booed. There were a lot of Eagles fans in the stadium, which is, fine, of course. But when Taylor Swift was shown on the Jumbotron, she got overwhelmingly booed, and she kind of was like looking around. She definitely gave some side eye to the camera, as she should. For me, as frustrating as it is, I expected that behavior, and it's so unfortunate, and I will never. Also, hi, Samantha. Oh my God, Samantha, you're literally already turning my day around by joining the membership, joining the Very Important Fam. Hello. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Welcome. Make sure after this live that you go to the community tab and the members only community tab, and I will, said community tab 87 times, and I will put the invite link for the Discord. That way you can get in that group chat right after this, right away. But Taylor Swift getting booed, I mean, I don't know why her presence bothers people so much. It is something I will never be able to understand. It is something I will never be able to wrap my mind around. It literally makes no sense to me why people get so torn up over Taylor Swift showing up to support her boyfriend. I feel like if you are someone who thinks Taylor Swift should be booed for showing up to support her boyfriend, literally touch grass, pound sand, get a life, grow up, all of the things. I just don't understand it. It's literally bonkers to me. I did see a report how allegedly it did bother Travis to know that the reason that was happening was that Taylor was getting booed. He does not like that rhetoric around Taylor when she, is showing up to support him. And I really love hearing that about Travis. Obviously, we love that Travis always wants to jump to Taylor's defense. But also there's part of me too that's like, Travis, at that time, we should have been not looking up at the Jumbotron. We should have been honed in on the field. But I understand he feels a sense of responsibility because she is there to support him. And she's being booed because of their relationship and because people are just the absolute worst. Some positives from the game. I saw you guys also talking about President Trump being there. I think when he was shown, it was a mix of some people cheering, some people booing. I know he made a comment about Taylor Swift getting booed and how, it was his supporters booing her and they don't forget. I, again, don't really know what anyone expects. To me, I saw that and I was like, yeah, that feels on brand, It's just, I don't know. I don't really get surprised by those things anymore because I'm just like, what do we expect? It doesn't make it any less frustrating. It doesn't make it any less cringy. It doesn't make it any less annoying. But it's also, to me, kind of like a tired narrative at this point. Like, Taylor is going to continue to show up and support Travis. If you can't handle her being at a football game, then maybe you shouldn't watch football. Like, I genuinely don't know what else to tell people. But those were the negatives. Let's move into the positives. I loved the ode to New Orleans at the beginning. I have never been to New Orleans, but I love Cajun food so much. I am dying to go to New Orleans. Fun fact about Papa Hill, he actually sold Cajun spices for a little bit before I was born. So I always say I think that's why I love Cajun food so much, because that's like literally what Mama Hill ate for the majority of her pregnancy with me. But I am so sad I've never gotten the chance to actually go visit New Orleans, but I definitely want to at some point, and seeing all of the pride for their city made me want to go 10 times more. Also, hi Cass, hello. Cass said, came in right as you said pound sand. Cass, I literally love that saying. And that is a Cass original, okay? That is not me. But she always says it whenever the situation applies, and I just love it so much. I can't stay again. Half of my house, me included, is sick. Oh no, but wanted to show my love and support. Chiefs still made history by making it to the Super Bowl, so I'm holding on to that. 1,000,000%, Cass. We are still proud to be Chiefs fans. Please rest up. I hope everyone in your house also is able to get healthy. We are sending you all love and hugs. I also thought Lady Gaga's tribute at the beginning, absolutely incredible. I was in tears. She sounded amazing. I loved how essentially the whole first part of the Super Bowl was paying tribute to what happened in New Orleans at the beginning of the year, what happened, with the LA fires, what happened in DC and Philadelphia. All around, I thought the beginning of the Super Bowl, I really, really loved it. Obviously, moving on to Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. What did y'all think of, hi Miss Jackie X, of Kendrick Lamar? Honestly, I've been seeing half and half. I've been seeing some people really love it, really into it, and then there are other people who feel like it didn't hit for them, it fell flat. To be honest, I thought it was good. I saw a breakdown of all of the symbolism that he had throughout his performance. There was a lot of thought that went into it, which I really appreciated and I really liked. I know some people were also commenting on his jeans and how they were like a boot cut jean. The millennial in me was loving the jeans, okay? I know some people were just like maybe not expecting him to wear those, but I liked the jeans, okay? I liked the jeans. I also obviously thought that SZA sounded great. I know there's also commentary on was SZA lip syncing. And I guess for me, even if she was, it still was a good performance. When she dropped it low, I was living for it, okay? But I understand people find that frustrating, and I feel like no matter who does the Super Bowl, afterwards there is always the commentary of were they lip singing, were they not? I'm not gonna lie, you guys, when Kendrick Lamar, and I'm seeing people bring this up in the chat, when he looked at the camera and said Drake's name, I let out an audible giggle. Like, I knew he was going to, but for some reason, just the way he did it, the chutzpah he brought to it, the way he said Drake's name with his whole chest and that little like shady smile, I was living for it. I was so happy that he performed Not Like Us. I am so happy that he called out Drake with his whole chest. Having Serena Williams there was more iconic. Y'all, I forgot Serena and Drake were actually linked back in 2015. So having Serena show up there and dancing during that song in particular, dead, R.I.P. to me. She looked incredible. She also defended Taylor from the booing earlier on in the night. The whole thing, the whole Not Like Us part specifically, for me was really iconic. There were some parts that had a little bit of a lull for me, but Not Like Us, that hit, and I was very much here for it. Also, hi Tamara, hi Madison, I'm here at work. Just want to say quick, I like the halftime and sorry about your team. Love you. I'm going to be an after watcher. Sorry, I'm at work. Oh my God, you are totally fine. You are totally fine. But continuing on with the conversation about Drake, I see you guys talking about Serena does not like Drake. Obviously, I think he also said some negative things about her when they broke up. So very fair. But just that little added, I guess, cameo for me was amazing. I feel like something that makes a great Super Bowl performance is when an artist puts a lot of thought into it and takes the time to put in symbolism, to make a statement, in addition to obviously performing all of their hits on one of the world's biggest stages. And I think Kendrick Lamar did do that. I think for some people it might not have hit because, I don't know, maybe they just didn't quite get Kendrick's music. They didn't understand the symbolism that was happening. Like I said, I didn't even catch everything. Like, I feel like I learned stuff even after on social media. So for people who maybe it didn't hit for you, I understand, but I would say look some things up and then go watch it again, and I think you might be able to have more of an appreciation. And even all of us who just love tea, like the fact that during Not Like Us, he pulled out one of Drake's exes and the iconic, and she happens to also be the iconic Serena Williams, and she looked amazing. I thought that was like a good moment of tea, in my opinion. Now, moving on just a little bit, we're still going to talk about Kendrick, but I wanted to talk about Kanye and Kendrick. I wanted to get into what he had to say prior to Kendrick's performance because he was kind of dragging him a little bit before his Super Bowl performance. And then this morning he had a change of tune, which if you were on Twitter at all this weekend, you saw Kanye was Kanyeing all over Twitter this weekend, saying just the absolute most ridiculous things. He also had a Super Bowl ad. If you guys saw it, it was literally him saying that he spent all the money he had for the ad on his teeth. So that's why he was filming it on his iPhone. And then he had everyone go to Yeezy.com. And the only thing being sold on Yeezy.com right now is a shirt with a inappropriate symbol on it that is anti-Semitic. Just literally can't with that man. Can't with that man. But prior to Kendrick's performance, this is what he tweeted. He tweeted that Kendrick should shout out Puff, aka Diddy, and show support for him during his Super Bowl performance because he was going to be on a big stage. And then he also tweeted out saying, quote, "Let me start by saying," everyone also just a little trigger warning, "Let me start by saying I have hit women before. Drake said Kendrick hit his girl, but that is not recorded on tape like the Puff video. I'm in LA right now at the Four Seasons. I'm risking my life to tweet this, so walk with me. Drake says Kendrick hit his queen. The world sees Puff hit Cassie. Kendrick is at the Super Bowl. Puff is in jail." I'm sorry. When do they take Kanye's phone away? When do they take Kanye's phone away? My other issue with him in this tweet is earlier on in the weekend, you guys, he literally was defending the Diddy Cassie video. And y'all know, because y'all saw my initial reaction to that video, we had, I think I either did a pop-off or we had a live, like right when that came out. And I had a visceral, nauseating reaction to that video. I don't know how anyone could see that Diddy Cassie video and be like, you know what? That's so much love right there. That's so much love right there that he's willing to risk it all. That's what Kanye said. When he watches the Kanye Puff video, that is so much love that he was willing to risk it all. What? What? You're tweeting that you've hit women before? You have daughters. You have daughters. And you are defending a man who is on video assaulting a woman. I'm sorry, y'all. To me, I was speechless. I was absolutely speechless. I don't know how somebody who has daughters could sit up there and tweet that. I will never understand. Tweeting this about Kendrick, saying, basically trying to say him and Diddy are equals and one's in prison and he's on stage. What? Like, it's just So sick to me. Absolutely, absolutely sick to me. And then this morning, you guys, he posted a video saying that Kendrick's performance was the best halftime performance he's seen since Michael Jackson. He said everyone who was there told him the same thing. So 1 minute this man is saying like he doesn't deserve to be there, essentially, or him and Diddy are the same. Why is Kendrick on the stage? Diddy's in jail. And then this morning he's like, but best Super Bowl halftime performance since Michael Jackson. Insane. Do not understand. Elon Musk did at least finally disable his Twitter account. So I just slammed my feet. I slammed my finger. Sorry. I am happy about that because his tweets were just literally out of control. Out of control. Crystal said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kanye needs to get professional help and needs to get off social media because he's not making any sense. Superstar Bella said, Kanye is so annoying and attention starved. Rebecca said, Kanye should step off the phone and step in double dosage of the meds. Jelena said, Kanye makes Geminis look bad. You guys, you know, too, I think for me, when it comes to Kanye, I used to try to look at all of the crazy things he said through the perspective of this man is struggling with his mental health. You know, this man has mental health issues. But at what point do we stop letting that be an excuse? There are millions of people who also struggle with their mental health, and they are not tweeting things like this. They are not tweeting anti-Semitic remarks. They are not trying to sell t-shirts with anti-Semitic symbols on them. I genuinely think at some point, like, that can't be a factor for me. Like, I don't know what is going on in your brain, but I think to try to say, oh, he's crazy, oh, he's struggling with his mental health, oh, you know, last week we talked about how he said he doesn't actually have bipolar, he's autistic, which, again, I genuinely think Kanye just carries a lot of hate in his heart, and he now feels empowered to put that out to the public on a massive platform, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. The fact that he was even like I mean, obviously he has the money to purchase a Super Bowl ad, okay? But why are we letting him purchase a Super Bowl ad to then promote a shirt that is disgusting? Like, at some point, when does somebody with a moral compass step in and say, hello, why are we giving this man a platform, opportunities, and a way to speak to millions of people? Sorry, I feel like I went on a little tangent, but that's really been bothering me and really been weighing on my heart because I actually do take mental health really seriously. And I think it is such a detriment to the mental health movement and trying to, you know, destigmatize mental health by saying, oh, well, Kanye West is just tweeting that because he struggles with his mental health. No, millions of people struggle with their mental health and they are not doing that. So I have a really big issue using that as an excuse. And I used to give him a lot of benefit of the doubt because of that, and no more. I'm done. I am absolutely, absolutely over that man. I don't know what is going on, but it's a lot of hatred and I'm good. I'm over it. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Be done with the Super Bowl discussions. And we're going to get into, well, I guess we're going to talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl when it comes to Taylor and Travis. But we're going to go ahead, move on, get into some other tea. Also, Shabria just popped in. Hello, hello. Let's go ahead and talk about Justin Baldoni. Oh my God, there's actually so much drama today. Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Selena, Justin Hailey. Wow, today is a drama tea session. A drama tea session for sure. Okay. If you guys are here and you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, will you please, please, please go ahead and do so? There are over 250 people watching. 284 likes. So 260, we just popped up. If you could give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, that would be much appreciated. Okay, Justin Baldoni, you guys. So an interview that took place back in November just went live on the Gents Talk podcast. So again, key thing to note here, because I think some of the headlines that are out right now are kind of misconstruing that Justin Baldoni is breaking his silence on everything. And that's not quite the case, because again, this interview was actually recorded in November prior to Blake Lively filing her civil complaint, and prior to her filing the lawsuit, and prior to Justin Baldoni filing his lawsuit. So at the point that this interview was recorded, the only thing that was going on were the reports that Blake and Justin didn't get along while filming, that he was making misogynistic comments, that she was difficult to work with. Like at this point, when it was recorded, it was really only the battle in the press. Nothing legal had happened yet. During this interview, you guys, Justin Baldoni looks stressed, looks tired. He gets a little choked up at some points. He admits that he was exhausted from a year of emotional stress. He recalled telling his best friend and the president of his production company that he wasn't in the best place. He said he needed time to recover after an intense year. He said it was a lot of material success and a lot of emotional stress. He said it was a very hard year on him and his family. He talked about having anxiety, struggling with sleeping, not feeling like himself. Later in the interview, he did briefly acknowledge that he fell short, saying that he's a work in progress, but he's always strived to be radically sincere and authentic. Again, this was recorded prior to the legal battle that was happening. I think, if anything, it just kind of shows where his mental state was before everything really blew up and took a more serious turn. I don't really think that this interview proves anything one way or the other, in my opinion. I know some people are really jumping on the fact that he admits to falling short. But again, I think you can fall short in a lot of ways. I think you can fall short in not being a great director, not showing up as a husband, not showing up as a dad, if you're overwhelmed and feeling all of those things. But also, as I've always said, if him saying he fell short means that he did behave inappropriately towards Blake Lively on that set, and Blake Lively again brings her evidence to prove that, then I hope that Justin Baldoni is held accountable. And I feel like I've always made that very, very clear. Right now, we have only really seen evidence from one side. Once we see evidence from the other side and can make our full-fledged opinion, we will. And again, I feel like this interview doesn't really prove one thing or the other than showing that he clearly was not doing great prior to all of the legal battles. Jessica said, if he did anything, it's disgusting considering everything we've seen. Exactly. And again, and he will be held accountable. He will. Lisa said, understandable. Most of us feel like you do. JC said, I want to see some receipts from Blake's team. And we will. You know, this will all play out likely in the court of law. I hope they settle before then, because I know that we're all like over this topic of discussion. So I hope that they do settle before then, but also too, I don't know if that will happen. I don't know if that will happen. Miss Jackie X said, not to bring it up, but it was tea that Blake and Ryan didn't show up at the Super Bowl. So to your point, Miss Jackie X, there is a report from Us Magazine about Blake and Ryan not showing up to the Super Bowl. And I think it's interesting because from last week to now this week, it's almost like Blake Lively's PR team has shifted their focus from speaking out against Justin Baldoni to now publicly trying to make sure the public knows Blake and Taylor Swift's friendship is intact. It really feels like we've had this shift from like, we're not going to talk about Justin Baldoni right now because there's so much going on where people think Taylor is abandoning Blake's friendship and like Blake's team doesn't want people thinking that. And so we've almost had this little shift of focus. And I'm saying that also aside from the reports we had last week, but also a report from Us Magazine about why Blake was not at the Super Bowl. A source said that she was not there because she was, quote, hoping to do some traveling before A Simple Favor 2, and that she and Ryan are keeping a low profile at the moment. Again, kept it very short and sweet, to the point. I think this was very much on purpose. They do not want people thinking that Blake and Ryan were not at the Super Bowl because Taylor Swift is on the outs with them. They want to control the narrative that, oh, Blake and Ryan weren't there because it was their choice. It was their choice. They chose not to go. They want to do some traveling before Blake is in full promo mode for this movie, and they're keeping a low profile right now. Samantha said, I would focus on the lawsuit if I were the PR team, but that's just me. Also, KO, I made a live. Hi, hello, I'm so happy you made it. Miss Jackie X said, yeah, which tells me that Taylor is upset with her enough to not invite her, LOL, but maybe it's just me reading too much into it. I think I posted a YouTube short about this, but I personally do think when it comes to Taylor and Blake, because we've heard on a consistent basis that Taylor was upset about the Dragons text and like that being made public and Blake referring to her in that way. I do think Taylor was upset with Blake Lively. Like, we have heard that consistently across the board. I do think she was upset about the Dragons text. I do think she's upset about being dragged into this. I do think she genuinely did not know Blake and Ryan were throwing their friendship with her around in a kind of way that would help them get what they wanted with Sony, with Justin. I don't think she was aware of that, and I genuinely think she's upset she's being brought into this. Do I think that this is going to end their friendship? No. I think that they have probably talked about it. I think that they have worked it out. They're going to get through it. I think it's all going to be fine. But do I think that there was a disconnect over this lawsuit? Do I think that Taylor was upset? Yeah, I do. Do I think that maybe Taylor does not want to be necessarily publicly connected to them right now? Also that. Do I think she was like, you're not invited to the Super Bowl? I hope they wouldn't put her in that position. I hope that they would say, you know what? We're keeping a low profile right now. We're choosing not to go. I hope that's what it was. Betty said, actually, her team hasn't been talking about him. It's been his team and his lawyer poisoning the jury pool. Oh, talking about Blake and Ryan. I will say Blake's team has been making it clear their friendship is intact. So that I do feel like Blake and Ryan's team, at least in my opinion, they want that to be clear to the public. Real Life Southern Barbie said, isn't A Simple Favor coming out in a week? Yes, so A Simple Favor 2 is coming out soon on Amazon Prime, which I loved the first Simple Favor. Jelena said, I mean, she's their godmother. I'm sure they're just taking a break, and I think that's understandable. I definitely think they will be fine. I'm with you. I don't think this is like going to end their friendship. I think like in any friendship, you can be upset with your friend about something they did. Say, I don't agree. You have a discussion about it. Get everything out in the open. Get your feelings out there so you can move on. I mean, we've all had conflicts with friends before, and you talk them out and you work through it. You know what I mean? Irene said Taylor will have to be deposed if it goes to court. Yes, Justin Baldoni's attorney has already said that Taylor will be deposed if that happens. Also, Kelly, we've talked about the Super Bowl. We talked about Justin Baldoni's interview, Kendrick and Kanye. And now we're wrapping up on a Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively update. Let's see. Brittany D said, I'd be side-eyeing her wondering how genuine she is and if she actually enjoys my company as much or just likes the pap pics. Jocelyn said, Taylor has so much hate right now to have to deal with the Blake Lively drama. Taylor is getting hit on all sides. She really is. Catalini said, feels like you're on Blake Lively's side. Actually, Catalini, I'm genuinely not on anyone's side. And if it appears like I am not. I think people sometimes confuse my love for Taylor Swift as being on Blake Lively's side, but I have made it very crystal clear since the beginning when all of the legal drama started happening, that I am not on anyone's side. I genuinely feel like we have seen more receipts from Justin Baldoni. I am waiting to see what evidence Blake Lively brings to the table because we've been hearing a lot that she is going to really, you know, have, I guess, the nail in the coffin when they go to court. So I'm keeping an open mind when it comes to this whole situation. I think what also might confuse people is when I say, just because Blake Lively is a mean girl or isn't the nicest in interviews doesn't mean she deserves to be harassed at work. That's plain fact. I don't care, you know, how much of a mean girl someone is. In my opinion, that does not mean they deserve to be sexually harassed at work. That is just me. Whether that's Blake Lively or Susie Q on the street. But don't get it twisted. I am not on anyone's side when it comes to Justin and Blake. I have always made it clear I'm right now really only seeing one person's case. I haven't seen the other person's case. So I just wanted to reiterate that for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and move on and get into the Selena tea. And then we're going to get into Justin and Hailey and Taylor and Travis. So Selena Gomez, you guys, has spoken out in regards to the Amelia Perez scandal with Carla Sofia Gascon. Real quick reminder for those of you who are like, what's going on with Amelia Perez? So the lead actress in Amelia Perez, Carla Sofia Gascon, in the past couple of weeks, she has had old tweets of hers resurface, go viral for all the wrong reasons. She was tweeting Islamophobic things, racist things, offensive things. There was a tweet about her allegedly calling Selena Gomez a rich rat, which she said was not real and it was fake. But the other tweets were real, that one was fake. And she has apologized. She's released multiple statements. But Netflix has been distancing themselves from her. The director has spoken out against her. Let's see, Zoe Saldana has spoken out against her rhetoric, and now Selena Gomez is once again kind of breaking her silence on this Amelia Perez scandal. So this weekend at the Santa Barbara Film Festival, she was asked during a panel how she's doing amid everything that's going on. Selena said that she's good and then said, quote, some of the magic has disappeared, but I choose to continue to be proud of what I've done, and I'm just grateful. She went on to say, quote, I live with no regrets, and I would do this movie over and over again if I could. And, you know, we've kind of been theorizing that this is how Selena is likely feeling, right? We've talked about this, and we talked about how it's upsetting that this controversy has almost ruined this Oscars moment for Selena, Zoe, the director, everyone who worked on Amelia Perez, because now at every pre-Oscars event, instead of them talking about the film, everyone is talking about these tweets, how they're affecting everybody. What do you have to say? Have you talked to Carla? And I feel like Selena definitely is almost getting it worse because there was that alleged tweet about, you know, Carla calling Selena a rich rat, even though, again, she has said that was fake and she would never say that. But I think there's enough doubt in people's minds that they're not fully buying her excuse of that tweet. And so I I this whole time have felt for Selena, because even though she's not personally nominated for an Oscar, to be a part of the most nominated film is huge for her. It's huge visibility for her. It was almost like finally her moment where people were taking her acting seriously. And to now have it tainted by this controversy, I think is upsetting. And to hear Selena herself say some of the magic has disappeared, it does make me sad. It does make me sad. Macy said, I think she got hacked. Macy, I will say the tweets were from 2016, 2020, 2022. It's not like she was just randomly tweeting all of these things one day amid the Oscars campaigning. These were old tweets that were left up that people found and were bringing back into conversation. I think if they all came at one time in the middle of a day a week ago, that would be a different discussion, but they were tweets from, like I said, 2016, 2020, 2022, and she actually never once even said that she was hacked. She apologized for the offensive things that she said, but then her defense was that the Selena tweet was fake. So that's where I'm saying, like, a lot of people have doubt, because it's like, oh, okay, you are apologizing and owning up to the Islamophobic and racist things that you said, but when it comes to that one Selena tweet, that one was fake and that one wasn't real. Like, do you see where people are kind of having some doubts? And yeah, just unfortunate that it's stealing the thunder from everyone who worked on Amelia Perez. Unserious said, Blake and Ryan are done making Taylor the kid's godmother. LOL, that's for close friends and family only, not any celeb you meet, LMFAO, anything for clout. Close friends equals no new celebs you started to trust. I will say they were very close friends. You know, I don't know, to me, I have really close family friends that we aren't technically blood, that I would make the godparents of my children. So I understand non-blood related relatives being godparents, but that's just me personally. I understand though how some people could see that and think it's maybe a clout chase, but I will say they were close friends, and I personally have non-blood related people that I would make godparents. Like, even for example today, one of my friends who I have known since pre-K, pre-kindergarten, literally texted me that she's expecting, and she's like, I hope you're ready to be an aunt. Like, we are not blood related, but she views me as, you know, I'm literally going to be like an aunt to her child, because we've been friends since we were 4, 5, not even before then, because we weren't even in kindergarten yet. So I don't know. I do come at that with a little bit of a different view, but I'm serious. I totally understand what you're saying. Totally understand where you're coming from, for sure with that. I'm just saying, me personally, I do get it. I do get it. Also too, like, for example, me, I only have one sister, you know, and at least in Catholic culture, it's like you make your siblings the godparents. I only have one sister. If I have more than one child, she can only be the godmother to one of my children. I would have to pick somebody else who is not my blood-related sister to be a godparent to my next child, you know? So I don't know. I think it's really whoever you want to choose. Okay, now I'm going on a tangent about godparents. If you guys are here and you haven't given this video, I'm laughing at Cousin. Cousin said, please do me a favor and not make me a godparent. Cousin, I love you. You guys, we have over 300 people here watching. If you're here and you've not given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. I also saw someone say, Madison, are you going to recap the Super Bowl? Yes, we recapped the Super Bowl at the beginning of this happy hour hang. So definitely go back, watch, and get filled in on that. K-Nick said they're close friends, we'll work it out. We weren't a witness. Oh, you're talking about the Blake and Justin thing. Jody said, I'm the godmother of both my sister's kids, and now my sister and I are estranged and don't communicate much, so LOL, anything can happen, blood or not. Jody, I'm so sorry to hear that. A, but also B, thank you for offering that perspective, because I didn't even think about that. But that is the tea. Like, you genuinely never know, you know? Unserious, no, I'm not coming at you. Would never. Unserious said, come at me, no celeb, my kid's godmother ever, LMFAO. Would never, ever come at you. I was just trying to offer a different perspective. I feel like that's one of my favorite things about the lives and getting to talk to you guys right here in real time. It's, you know, a way for us to, oh, Unserious said, not you, Madison. Okay, good. I was like, it's a way for us to offer each other different perspectives, which I absolutely live for. But let's go ahead and move on, you guys, and get into the Justin and Hailey tea. Oh my God, I forgot we have Justin and Hailey tea and then Taylor and Travis. Sorry, I am really chattering a lot. Justin, we'll talk about the Eagles player body shaming Taylor when we get to the end. Remind me so I don't forget. Justin and Hailey, you guys, over the weekend, Hailey posted a little photo dump, okay, with the caption, some bits, and it was like some photos of her for a Road Beauty event, some Road Beauty products, and it also included a cryptic quote about rejection. So the quote itself reads, I am imperfect, I have been rejected, I still have purpose. Now, because Hailey Bieber posted a quote about rejection and being imperfect, and you know that people have been talking about, us included, that things might not be super peachy keen with Justin and Hailey right now. That is just fueling people's fire that something is not right with Justin and Hailey. And to be honest with you guys, I don't really know why she posted it. I get she saw the quote. I get it was aesthetic, maybe. It was pink and red for Valentine's Day. And other than that, I'm just like, why? Why give people the material to use against you? Why give people the material to use against you? Betty said they've been close friends for 11 years, talking about Taylor and Blake. Yes, very, very close friends, very good family friends. A long friendship for sure. Catalini, never apologize. You are totally fine. That's a fair question, and I definitely wanted to address it because I feel like every live, we're talking about it. So never apologize. You're totally Gucci, and thank you for being such a huge fan of my channel. I'm so happy to have you here in the House of Hill and here on these happy hour hangs. Superstar Bella said Hailey is probably talking about being rejected from runway modeling. Modeling is what she always wanted to do. Maybe it has nothing to do. I think it's just people will always look at her posting a quote like that and apply it to her relationship, even if it could be applied to other aspects of her life. Very fair. I don't know. I guess for me, if I was in Hailey's circle, I would see that she posted that and be like, girl, do you want people commenting on your marriage? If not, delete that immediately. Like, live, laugh, love you. Understand that it might not have anything to do with that. But if you are sick of people coming up with their own narratives, delete before anyone gets a screenshot and starts running with it. I saw you guys bringing up the Sephora thing. Remember, this was a couple weeks ago. There was a report that Hailey was delayed getting Rhode into Sephora. A source was saying that Selena delayed those conversations. Maybe she's not going into Sephora. Maybe it's going to be Ulta, which I said Ulta from the beginning. But that's also a possibility too. You guys are so right. Like, there's so many things that this quote could be applied to in her life. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it was a bad mom week. You know, maybe she was feeling mom guilt or something. I don't know. There's so many things. There's so many aspects of her life that this could be applied to. But for me personally, I just would not want to give people the ammo. You know, I wouldn't even want to give people a reason to talk poorly about my marriage. And I feel like she constantly does give people reasons to talk poorly about her marriage. And then she gets upset when people do. And then we get the paragraphed Instagram story that's like, you guys are unwell. You don't know what you're talking about. Get a life. We have lives, but you are constantly making us think that something is going on. So don't put it out there if you're not ready for people to respond. Betty said, I'm Catholic. My mother had to make her only sister who hated my godmother. And of course, she hated, oh my gosh, hated me too. Betty. See, Catholics, we do typically go with the sibling. That is so tough. But also then to your point, I understand what you're saying of then picking people who maybe aren't blood related, you know, instead of feeling that pressure to have to pick a sibling. Oh, I'm so sorry that went like that. That is no fun. But obviously sending you all the love and hugs. But also thank you for offering that perspective, because I feel like that's fair and just goes to also show like it doesn't always need to be someone blood related. But yeah, enough about Justin, Hailey, that same old song and dance. I'm sure something will pop up as the week progresses, and there's going to be even a little more fallout from her posting this cryptic quote. But let's go ahead and move on and get into the Taylor and Travis of it all. Kelly said Rhoda and Target maybe. Honestly, Kelly, that would be good. That would actually be a good fit. I don't know why for beauty products I always think Sephora or Ulta. But Target would also be a bag as well, for sure. 1,000,000%. Shabria said, but Hailey should be able to post what she's feeling without scrutiny. Shabria, coming in with a good perspective. You're right. She should be able to post whatever she's feeling without scrutiny. That is the tea. And that is a good perspective for me to think about, because I was not putting myself in her shoes. And you are right. Which was unfair, and I usually do try to do that. So, Shabria, hit me with a headline, and I appreciate it. I think where I come from that at Hailey is if she didn't feel the need to always address the commentary, I'd be like, she's posting it, let her post it, stop scrutinizing it, she doesn't care. But I think because she always follows it up with like some sort of retort, that's why I'm like, don't give them fuel. But you're right, she should be able to post whatever she wants without it being scrutinized. That is very much tea. Also, hi, Nicole. So happy that you were able to make it to it live. Jelena said, Madison, have you been seeing grumpy Justin Bieber? What is your take? Yes, I have been seeing grumpy Justin Bieber. My take is genuinely, I do not know. And I hate to run with the narrative of like, he doesn't look healthy, because we don't know what's going on with him. It's not my business unless he wants to share with us. But he genuinely looks mad at the world, right? Like, I don't know if the comeback is not going well. I don't know if maybe he's just in the studio not sleeping well. Maybe, you know, baby Jack is keeping him up at night. I don't know what it is, but I guess if I was in his inner circle, I would be like, sir, would it kill you to just crack a smize? You know what I mean? Don't even go full teeth. I think if he smiled with his full teeth, we'd be like, oh my God, is he okay? He's almost smiling too much now. But maybe just like chug a bottle of water so our skin looks plump. A slight like creasing of the mouth just so everyone knows you're okay. Because he really has been giving grumpy gills for sure. And it's a lot. It's a lot of grumpiness. But as far as Taylor and Travis are concerned, y'all, we have a new report from Page 6 about how Taylor is comforting Travis after their loss. The source said Taylor knows this loss is very hard, but she couldn't be more proud of him regardless of the outcome. This insider shared that now that Taylor and Travis are looking forward to enjoying some downtime. Obviously, with football being over, the Eras Tour being over, the source said Taylor and Travis had planned for this time to focus on some alone time, to just be together and focus on their future, which I think is good. This is kind of what I expected to hear, right? I mean, obviously, Taylor is going to make sure that she's there to be a support system for Travis. I do think everyone should just like mentally, emotionally prepare that we're probably going to see some headlines about, you know, Taylor and Travis's relationship being tested, because I already saw one outlet spoke to a relationship expert, and the relationship expert was saying, you know, this is going to be a difficult time for them because Taylor just lost at the Grammys and Travis just lost the Super Bowl, and neither of them have, you know, experienced career lows since they've been together. They're going to be fine. Okay. They are going to be okay. They're going to get one another through this. I'm just saying though, prepare. I think people are going to pounce on this moment of weakness of Taylor and Travis, and they're going to use that to their abilities. So we've all been warned. We're all on the lookout. We all have multiple brain cells to rub together, so I know it will be fine. But I did just think that was funny. A relationship expert being like, I don't know if, you know, I don't know how they're gonna get through this. Taylor lost the Grammys and, you know, Travis lost the Super Bowl. I'm like, okay, well, we've lost the Super Bowl before. We recovered, went back and won the next year, which we will do again. And Taylor has also had way worse career things happen to her, okay? Do we all remember when Kim and Kanye canceled her, exiled her, and we didn't see her in the public for over a year? Okay. She will get through this Grammy situation. George said he's seen that one. I saw Jessica say she saw that one too. It's just, people jump on any opportunity they can, you know? Also, total lack of sleep is so real. I saw Shabria mention that, and then Betty say, poor Justin. That is such a thing, for sure. Unsere said, just choked on my own spit. Hailey was the girl who would tattletale on you with fake tears in her eyes if you didn't let her play with your favorite Barbie as a kid. Those vibes. Oh my God. If you didn't let her play with your Barbie. Oh, we all played with somebody like that. Am I right? Am I right? The other thing too, because I didn't want to forget, Jocelyn brought up the Eagles player who body shamed Taylor. There was an Eagles player who posted a photo of him and Travis on his Instagram story and said something along the lines of like, Travis was better when he was hitting it with someone who was thick, something when he was getting it from, something along the lines of Travis being a better player when he was with a thicker girl. And then people were thinking like, oh my God, is he talking about Travis was a better player when he was with Kayla Nicole? And then he followed it up with like a bikini picture of Kayla. And basically doubled down being like, yeah, that is what I was talking about. Which is a double, I guess, double stabbing, because Kayla also was like celebrating with the Eagles players. I mean, she's like tweeted at Jalen Hurts before, shooting her shot. So I wasn't surprised. Obviously, she's going to be rooting for her the team playing her ex-boyfriend. I don't know. I genuinely am not trying to give Kayla Nicole too much attention, because that's exactly what she wants from the situation. So I'm like, girl, if you want to go celebrate with the Eagles, go off. Eagles players, if you think it's cool to body shame Taylor Swift, she has more money than you and probably has a bigger legacy than you, and that's fine. And also, has anyone seen Taylor lately? Like, she's giving body, yaddy, yaddy. But I think just, you know, for a man to body shame a woman is such gross behavior. It's not even like really worth getting that much upper lip sweat because karma is gonna do its thing. Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. It is what it is. Unserious said Kayla Nicole is giving Sharpay stalking Troy High School Musical too. I'm absolutely dead. Crystal, I know. I owe you a Memory Lane video and a live with Mama and Papa Hill. Do you think Mama and Papa Hill would do a sit down and do a House of Hill live with? Maybe not a live, but they would definitely do a video. I need to have them do like a sit down Q&A video. And the only reason they wouldn't do it live is because I don't know. Well, we could make their schedules work, I guess. They would do a live probably, but they would for sure do a sit down video. Definitely. That would be so much fun. We used to do more videos, I feel like, when this channel first started. So I need to go back and do that. I know one year we did like a champagne taste test. So I need to get them in another video. Papa Hill loves the camera. Papa Hill loves the camera, so he will definitely be down. Samantha said there could be a lesson here for Eagles fans and players win with class. That's how I feel too. I'm happy that they won. Pains me a little bit, but I'm happy that they won. Like I said, I have best friends from Philly, so, I'm happy they're getting to experience this. It is so fun. But I do think, again, like the celebrations of like chanting F Taylor Swift, burning Taylor and Travis piñatas, body shaming women on social media, just not anything I would be happy to represent, I guess. That's a nice way to say, love that for y'all, not for me, not for the Chiefs. And when we go back to the Super Bowl and win next year and redeem ourselves, we will win with class. I'll say that. That feels like a good way to end it, right? Cousin said Papa Hill would thrive in a live, but his ADD would be all over the place. Cousin, that's tea. And that's why I'm like, maybe not a live, but a sit down video for sure. For sure. Yes, Miss Jackie X. It was, it's crazy. The celebrations have been nuts. Vera said, what is wrong with people? What have they done to people for them to have such hate? And I guess for me too, it's crazy because I'm like, the Kelsey family is so prominent in Philly, like you're disrespecting Jason's family and Kylie's family. And if you don't think that Jason and Kylie will not be okay with that, we all remember how Jason literally slammed that kid's phone to the ground when he said something about Taylor and Travis. So anyone who is thinking that, Jason's not going to be upset about this, I'm sure they will address it. I'm sure they'll talk about it. Because there's no way that he would condone that kind of behavior. Unserious said Hailey destroyed a clothing company for clout, by the way. What clothing company did she destroy? Let me know. Miss Jackie X said, I hope Jason and Kylie speak up and put them in their place. Yes, hopefully. But, y'all, that is all I have for you on this happy hour hang. This has been so much fun. Definitely don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. There's still almost 300 people here watching live right now. So if you're here, Pinky promised me that you will return on Wednesday for our happy hour hang at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Oh, you guys were saying it was Rhode, the other trademarked clothing company. Oh, when she was going to use Rhode for a clothing company too. Okay, I was like, I thought you were saying maybe something she modeled for or something. I was like, wait, what? But yes, you guys, thank you so much for being here. If you were still here, definitely come hang out with us on Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget about the membership. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok at I am Madison Hill with 2 D's. And on that note, you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. I love you guys. Still go Chiefs. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.